are most welcome to another exciting review of Winning with People by John C Maxwell. So we started the review of this book yesterday. If you missed that review, please go and watch it. All right. Today we're going to be looking at the lens principle. Right. This is actually in relation to the readiness question that says, are we prepared for relationships? And now let me ask you, are you prepared for relationships? It takes relationally healthy people to build great relationships, right? That kind of quality or characteristics that you are looking for in other people, do you possess them yourself? Right. The author believes that there are foundational building blocks that make people ready for relationships. So the essential components are contained in the following 5 people principles. Number 1, the lens principle. Number 2, the mirror principle. Number 3, the pain principle. Number 4, the hammer principle. And number 5, the elevator principle. So tonight, we're going to be looking at the lens principle in detail. The lens principle, who we are determines how we see others. Have you ever started a new job, or you moved to a new neighborhood or a new church or whatever, and then somebody comes to you to tell you to be careful of this person, beware of this person, watch out for that person? I'd like to say James Clear. John C Maxwell said that he had experienced it when he first took his first professional leadership position. His predecessor went to him and said, be careful of Audrey and Claude. You know, they'll cause you a lot of problems. And he went into the job expecting trouble from these 2 people. But as he worked with them, he actually discovered that Audrey was a very wonderful woman. She was competent, she was confident, she got things done. They eventually became family friends. She was a great person. Meanwhile, to his predecessor, Audrey was a very bad person, a troublesome person. The same thing with the other guy who was like twice the age of John C. Maxwell, Cloud. He discovered that they got along well. He later enjoyed working with him because he made it his goal to work with him. When he got to the second place, the second position in his second church, his predecessor also went to him that be careful of this person, be careful of Jim, watch out for him. He will battle you on everything. But he ended up being Jim's pal. Jim ended up being his number 1 guy during the years he was there. He couldn't have asked for a better team member. You see, in fact, Jim battled him, but he battled other people rather to support John C. Maxwell. So when he got to the 3rd position at the 3rd church, his predecessor wanted to sow the same seed into him, and he politely declined. No, don't tell me about anybody. I don't need to know. I don't want to inherit your enemies. The fact that this person or you and this person did not get along well does not mean that I am not going to get along well. So I am not going to get along with them. So he went into the job with an open mind. So this evening, we are saying that you are your own lens, right? Who you are determines the way you see everything. If you see everybody as bad, as rude, as dishonest, check yourself. You cannot separate your identity from your perspective. Who you are is your view of life, your perception of life. All that you are and every experience you've had color how you see things. It is your lens. This is what John C. Maxwell means. It means that who you are determines who you see. And this is a good example here. Some time ago, a Coloradan moved to Texas. And he built a house with a large picture window so that he could see the view through the window. And somebody one day asked him, oh, since you moved to this place, I hope you have enjoyed the view. And the man said, the only problem is that there is nothing to see. But at about the same time, a Texan moved to Colorado. So somebody from Lagos moving to Abuja. and the person cannot see anything. The person moved to Abuja so that he could see the beautiful places. Oh, people have been saying that, yeah, Abuja is beautiful. You see lots of things and all of that. So this Lagosian gets to Abuja and he cannot see anything good about Abuja. Now, somebody from Abuja moves to Lagos because he has also heard that, Lagos is nice. You will enjoy everything. So this Texan moved to Colorado. He built his house with a large picture window so that he could also see the nice views. And then somebody asked him, oh, I hope you like the view. And he said, the only problem with this place is that you cannot see anything because all those mountains are in the way. None of them can see anything good about where they are. This story may be a little bit exaggerated, but it points out a truth. Just the same, what people see is influenced by who they are. It is not that there are no beautiful views. It is not that there are no trustworthy people around. It is not that there are no kind and generous people around you. But you are not kind and generous. So you see other people as unkind and ungenerous. Ish. I hope that English is correct. Ungenerous. That's bad English, but let it slide. You can correct me in the comments. Oh. You know. People in the same room will look at the same things and see things in different ways, right? So what is around us doesn't determine what we see. It is what is within us that determines what we see, right? Thank you, Shil. Sometimes English can play some tricks on you. All right. So who you are determines how you see others. A traveler was nearing a city, a great city, and he asked an old man, oh, how are the people around there? What are they like? And the old man said, what are people like where you're coming from? And this traveler said, well, they are horrible. They are mean. They are untrustworthy. They are detestable in all respects. Right. And the old man said, that is exactly how you will find them here. The same way you see them where you are coming from is exactly how you see them. And before this old man moved too far, another traveler approached him. Oh, how are the people around here? And again, the old man asked him, how are the people where you are coming from? What are they like? And this man said, oh, they are so nice. They are industrious. They are honest. They are fine people. They are generous, generous to a fault. And the old man said, that is exactly how you will find the people here. So the way you see others is a reflection of themselves. The way people see others, rather, is a reflection of themselves. The way you see others is a reflection of who you are. If you are a trusting person, you will see others as trustworthy. If you are a critical person, you will see others as critical. Oh, somebody approved of my words. Thank you. If you are a caring person, you will see others as compassionate. So your personality will always come through in all your behavior, your experiences, and everything. Who you are determines how you view life. There was this old man who his grandchildren, his grandchildren were playing with him, and they put a smelly Limburger cheese on his mustache while he was sleeping. So when he woke up, he started sniffing a foul smell. He put his nose in every corner. What's smelling? What's smelling? What's smelling? Oh, he said, oh, there must be a bad smell here. There must be a bad smell here. Not knowing that the bad smell was coming from his own mustache. He eventually went outside where there was fresh air. And he could still smell, something bad. There was still a foul smell. And he concluded that the world stinks. Not knowing that he's the one that is stinking. That is exactly who we are. We think that the world stinks. We think that everybody is bad. Meanwhile, the problem is with us. The moral of the lesson is that to a person with Limburger cheese under his nose, everything stinks. Good for this grandpa, he can wash it off with soap and water. But if that character is in you, if this is true about you, you cannot wash it off with soap and water. The only way to change how you view life is to change who you are on the inside. Everything that we see on the outside emanates from the inside. Right. Now, let's look at this last one. Who you are determines what you do. And we're going to look at 5 things that determine who you are. Number 1, your genetics. You don't have control over this. And out of the 5 things that we're going to examine, this is the only thing that you have no control over. You cannot change your genetics. There are some things that you like about you. God put them there. They are natural. Or they come from your parents or your family lineage and all of that. You really cannot change it. So there is good news and bad news about your genetics. Some things that you don't like, you accept them like that. The ones that you can control, the ones that you can work on, your strengths, your talents, you maximize them. Right. You don't have a choice on your genetics, and that's the only one. But the other four, they are up to you. And the number two thing is self-image. People are like water. They find their own level. A person with a negative self-image will expect the worst. They'll damage relationships, or they expect that that their marriage will crash. Because that is their self-image. It may have been portrayed into them or on them from their parents, from their childhood. But then, there are no excuses here. Your self-image is your self-image. Those with a positive self-image will expect the best for themselves. They'll see everybody as nice, as kind, as beautiful. They'll see everybody as successful or potentially successful people. Right. So we tend to feel most comfortable or most at home with persons whose self-esteem level resembles our own. You want to stay with somebody who you can cope with, who you are comfortable with, who shares the same self-image as you. So nobody can make you inferior without your consent. It is your self-image. The way people treat you is about your self-image. You can also call it self-esteem if you like. Whether you have low self-esteem or high self-esteem, you always feel inferior around people. You have this picture, perception about yourself. I'm not good for them. Or, it's not for people like us. You know. Negative self-image. Then number three, your experiences in life. There was this little boy who was instructed by a group of villagers. You know, the little boy would walk with sheep and in the field. And the villagers told him, anytime you see a wolf come around, please just cry wolf. We'll come out with our guns and pitchforks and we'll fight the wolf. So this boy, the next day, as he was walking, tending his sheep, he saw a lion in the distance. And he cried, lion, 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 lion. And nobody came out. And the lion killed almost all the sheep. And then the villagers came out. And he asked them, but I was shouting lion, why did you not come out? And the villagers said, we did not say you should shout lion. There are no lions in this part of the world or this part of the country. We told you to cry wolf. That was an experience for that little boy. So next time, even if he saw a tiger, what would he do? He would cry wolf, wolf, wolf. That is the language that the villagers understood. If he needed help from them, he had to cry wolf. So the young shepherd learned the valuable lesson. People respond to what they are prepared to believe. And what prepares them for what they believe is their experience. If you had a terrible childhood, it will affect you in life if you don't do something drastic about it. Your experience will always influence how you behave in life. Your perception, your self-image, everything. How you see other people. Your experience. You cannot choose all of life experiences. But then, when you were a child, you really did not have control over your experiences as a child. But as an adult, you have a choice on your experiences in life. Maybe not all, but a major part of it. Like who you marry, the friends you choose, the people you choose to relate with, where you choose to work, people you allow into your life, and all of that. So choose wisely. Number 4, attitude and choices about those experiences. I may not be able to change the world I see around me, but I can change what I see within me. Your attitude will make or unmake you. Sometimes it is not about how bad the world is or how bad other people are. It is about your attitude. Attitude is everything. Some people will go through a terrible experience in life, but they will have a positive attitude, a positive outlook that things will be better. They will not beat themselves up. They will not go around cursing and insulting everybody. But some will bring the entire world upside down. They want everybody to share in their misery. It is attitude. Right. Change your attitude. And lastly, friends. The kind of friends that you choose will determine who you are. Who are those that you allow into your life? One of the most important things you will ever do is to choose your friends. Choose your friends wisely. There is a saying that show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. You cannot say that you are moving with bad friends and that you are not a bad person. Even if you are not a bad person originally, it is only a matter of time. They are going to change how you see yourself. Right. So don't play with fire. Don't play with things that you cannot control. We learned from the last book that we reviewed, Atomic Habits, The Secret to Self-Control. Don't play with temptation and then you expect not to fall. Right. So instead of moving with bad friends, saying that, oh, I'm going to control the kind of things that I do with them. I'm not going to really mingle with them. I'll watch the places I go with them. Don't make friends with them in the first place. That is the secret. The way you view others is determined by who you are. You cannot get away from that truth. The people you are closest to, and that especially includes your spouse, will shape who you are. Don't marry anybody, saying that, oh, he's going to change. I'm going to change him. I'm going to influence him negatively. It's a lie. Change comes from within. If they don't change willingly, you cannot change anybody. You are not Holy Spirit. You are not God. All right. So if you don't like people, that really is a statement about you. And the way you look at people, your viewpoint is the problem. We are concluding now. If that's the case, don't try to change other people. Don't focus on other people. Focus on yourself. If you change yourself and become the kind of person you desire to be, you will begin to view others in a whole new light. And that will change the way you interact in all of your relationships, right? So we just finished looking at the lens principle that says who we are determines how we see others. If all you see is doom and misery, if you see everybody as being horrible, you got to check yourself. You got to check yourself. Look within. That is probably most likely who you are. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me to review chapter 1 of Winning with People by John C Maxwell. Please don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you're yet to subscribe. I remain Dr. Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. We'll come together again tomorrow by God's grace, and then we'll review chapter 2, which says the mirror principle. The first person we must examine is ourselves. This is going to be another interesting review. Until then, be intentional. Bye.